Louisiana beer reviews. Focal Banger India Pale Ale. There's a cartoon guy smelling the beer. The Alchemist, Vermont. This is the newer label. They used to have a much different label with colors on it, but they're making this look like heady topper. If you look on the website, they have some information where you can order it, but or something like that, but there's no information about the beer, really. 7% alcohol. Is from the Alchemist in Vermont. It's a can, obviously. Canned on, well, I'll just give you how many days ago it was. Let's see, what's today's date? 18 days ago. All right, 18 days. Got the date on the can, guys. Thank you, Wayne, for sending this beer to me. Wayne in Pennsylvania was such a generous person to send this, because I never would have gotten it any other way, I don't suppose. American India Pale Ale. Let's go through this fast. Using Citra Mosaic hops, British malts, unpasteurized beer, unfiltered beer. They practice freshness and control. They recommend drinking it from the can. Then they say if you must pour it, you may find that some of the hop resins have settled to the bottom. Leave them in the can when pouring. Keep it cold but not ice cold. Well, I don't have it ice cold, but it was in the heat. It was on my porch when nice smoke, when it was delivered by the postal service, and wasn't in sunlight, but I'm sure it was in the heat for many hours. We've been getting up to 101 every day. 90. Yesterday only got up to 96. So it was only out in the heat. I got this the day before yesterday. It did get up to 101 yesterday. Well, hope for the best. Off-white head. The yard is drying up. We need rain. We've had a terrible drought this summer. You can also see probably where the armadillo, that pest, has been digging in the yard every night. So I got to get out there and patch those, resod the grass. I saw that armadillo. I think it was the same one. I was down the street, up the other street, and I saw him walking around one morning around 5:30. I said, "What are you doing? You're tearing up everybody's yard." And he didn't see me, and then later he saw me and went run under the culvert. But they something, those things. Okay, lots of sediment in here. It's translucent. I mean, the light shines through it. Like I always say, it looks like a party bulb. There's sediment galore. That's what they look like unfiltered. But they don't have the lupulin powder added like some of these breweries, and it makes it look like cake batter. Beer Advocate gives us 100. World class. Rapier, 100 out of 100, 100 out of 100 in the style. And Untapped, with tens of thousands of check-ins at least, they're giving it 89, which on that website is basically 100. You don't get above 89 or 90 over there. I've never seen a beer above that. Just the way they score it, so it's practically 100 there. So they're saying it's one of the best beers in the world. But this is definitely not the first video review for this product in the world. It's going to take me probably weeks to watch and listen to all the video reviews, so it's amazing. Yeah, it just smells fruity, juicy. You get that hop resin, white bread. Yeah, it's a familiar aroma, honestly. Yeah. Hoppiness, the bitterness must be around 100. Yeah, I would think 100, 100. Full bore bitterness for sure. 7%, that's just high average IPA. Try this again. 7%, that's just like high average IPA alcohol level. A high average alcohol level. Body's high medium, I guess. Getting close to heavy bodied. Yeah. I'd just say medium. So bitterness, 5 out of 5 hop cones without a shadow of a doubt. Sweetness level, okay. On this hot morning. And very, Very humid. The humidity level is extraordinary. Extraordinarily miserable. 3.5 out of 5 sugar cubes. 3.5 out of 5. Yeah. Mostly dry finish, like 80-20. 80% dry, 20% sweet. Yeah. 100 out of 100. Okay. Oh, and I've been seeing they have some versus videos. Hetty Topper versus the Alchemist. So I'd be curious to watch those since now I've had them both. I don't watch versus videos when it's a beer I've had against one I haven't had because I can't relate to the one I haven't had. I don't know if it's good or bad or whatnot. I haven't had it. Oh yeah, yeast sediment too. This is not just hop residue. For a hazy New England IPA, not New England style, it's a New England IPA. It's from Vermont, the Green Mountain State, which I've been to. Drove from the top to the bottom on United States Highway 7. Very pretty. I'm gonna go with 96. I think it's the most excellent. I don't know about outstanding and world class, but it is a most excellent beer. There's no doubt about it. I wouldn't be running it down, you know, on some great quest to find it. I don't see where it's to that level, but Wayne did take a nice road trip. I'm sure it was part of the vacation, so he did stop and get it. And if I was in Vermont and I knew it was going to be available that day, yeah, I'd buy it. I mean, I wouldn't pay $10 a can, but I'd pay a reasonable price. I'm saying that, then I'll turn around and pay, you know, I paid $9.99 the last time I bought Bourbon County Stout in the 500 milliliter bottle. They dropped it to $9.99. It was $12.99, but it wasn't moving, so they dropped it to $9.99. I bought 2 more bottles. Yeah, pint can, right? So they're not really turning lead into gold quite, but I'm close to doing that here on this channel. I've just about got it done, so I won't share the secret. You know, money grew on trees, it wouldn't have any value. I want the results of my alchemy to have value, common sense. So I've only gotten it to silver so far, though. I only got it turned into silver. Still, it's, you know, it earns, but yeah. They don't have the can size on here that I see. I thought that was a mandatory labeling requirement. Oh, there it is, 1 pint. Okay, haha, got fooled. Had to be on there. I was just doing research about whiskey and liquor in general, and I was reading about what they call commodity statements, because I had a question about a whiskey I recently did, and I was like, yeah, I had a feeling I was right, and I was right, because the bottle did not have a commodity statement, which we'll discuss here, but that answered my question. The commodity statement is what the U.S. government calls a mandatory labeling requirement. You know, a mandatory labeling feature. If it was but I think they call it a mandatory labeling requirement. Well, if it's a requirement, it's mandatory, right? But some things are labeling options, but anyway, it's funny. They probably were writing that file. They probably wrote that file at the Office of Redundancy office, so that's probably the story there. I did do a swish and pour like they recommended that you not do. I'm not seeing really any sediment then at the bottom of the can. It didn't really change it. So, Laissez Le Bon Ton Relate, a most excellent beer. Thanks again, Wayne, and I'm going to end this review by saying y'all go to Vermont and take a brewery tour.